Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is actually going to be a movie review for you guys, a movie from this year, because the reason I stopped doing my classic movie review segment was because I wanted to review more movies from this year so I could actually have a top 10 for you guys, and this was a movie that I've wanted to see for such a long time. Literally, so long I've wanted to see this movie, ever since I've heard about it from a couple of YouTube users, mainly Chris Stuckman and All But Mike 18, really wanted to see this movie since then, and I'm so glad I finally checked it out, and that movie is Enemy. I have wanted to see this movie for such a long time. I've been, really wanting to see it. I was planning on getting the Blu-ray, for my birthday, because my birthday is coming up soon. I will be making a lot of movie reviews that day, probably. But I found this movie on Amazon Instant Video. I freaked out because I really wanted to see it, and I finally just finished watching Enemy, and I'm so glad that I finally watched it, guys. And overall, what did I think of Enemy? Enemy is a masterpiece. I love this movie. It is by far my favorite film of the year so far. However, it is probably the weirdest movie I've ever seen. There's a lot to analyze. It is one of the most confusing movies ever, but that's part of the reason why I loved it, was because of the way it got me to think. So let's just talk about this movie. Plot of Enemy is pretty simple, actually. You have this history teacher. His name is Adam, and he is this really good history teacher, likes to teach to his students. He kind of leads this boring life, and one day his friend asks him to watch this movie, for no reason. He's just like, do you like movies? And he's like, yeah, and he watches this movie, but he finds that the guy in the movie looks exactly like him, and I'm not kidding. It's his exact look-alike. So, basically, Jake Gyllenhaal, Adam wants to go down, track this guy, find out more about this guy, what he does, things like that. And that's pretty much what the plot of the movie is. However, there's a lot more to the movie than just that. That seems like that's the basic plot. That pretty much is the gist of the movie. There's a lot more to the movie besides just that. There's a lot more that's going on besides that, and there's a lot more to talk about besides that. But that's part of the reason why I love the movie, is because this is one of those movies that gets you to think very deeply after you've watched it. This is a movie where after you watch it, you're gonna be like, what the fuck just happened? That was my reaction to this movie. I did not know what to think, especially at the end of this movie, which I will talk about. But let's first get to the acting in this movie. We'll get to the review parts first. Let's get to the acting in this movie. Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie. I was really looking forward to this movie, especially because the last Jake Gyllenhaal movie I saw was Prisoners, which this movie is actually made before Prisoners, and it's actually directed by the same guy who did Prisoners, but this is by far Jake Gyllenhaal's best performance. The kind of emotion he had to convey in this movie was amazing. There's this one scene, that one confrontation when Adam and Anthony finally do meet up, that was just awesome right there. That one confrontation was probably one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. I can't figure out who he acted better as, Adam or Anthony. They both were really good, and we'll talk about them in a second, but I thought he gave an amazing performance, by far the best part of the movie. Absolutely amazing. I thought he was just really fantastic. Really great in the movie. Really loved his acting in the movie. He did a phenomenal job, just so good. And also, when Adam was a history teacher, I liked that as well. I liked when he talked to his students, and then when you saw Anthony, who was very, conceited and very much not like Adam, I really liked both of I really liked, both parts that he played, definitely. Very good. Melanie Laurent played Mary, who is, Anthony's pregnant wife. She was very good in the movie. I really liked her acting in the movie. I like that Anthony, and her did not have really the best marriage. There's something that I'm going to talk about definitely when we get to the movie, but, I really liked her character a lot. I thought she was definitely very good. Really great acting from her, definitely. Very good. Oh, wait. Did I say Mary was, his wife? I meant girlfriend. It's Adam's girlfriend. She was very good in the movie. I really enjoyed her acting in the movie. Really good. Then you have, then you had, Isabella Rossellini as Adam's mother. I don't want to give away how important her character is. She's a very important character. I don't want to give away how important her character is, because I'm going to spoil the movie for you guys. But I'm just going to say her character is very, very important in the movie. We'll get to that when we get to the analysis and the spoilers. But her character is very important in the movie. For what she had to do in the movie, she was really good, and I thought she was definitely very good. And then also Sarah Gadon as Helen Claire. She plays Anthony's wife. Very, very good in the movie. She's, of course, is pregnant in the movie. And I really liked her acting in the movie. I definitely thought she was really, really good. And definitely really, really great acting from her. Really great. Acting all across the board was really good. This is not really a movie to sum up the acting. Jake Gyllenhaal is the best actor in the movie, and that's really all you can say. The directing by Denis Villeneuve. This is I think that's how you pronounce his name, I don't know, but this is by far the best acting I've seen in any movie this year. The way that the approach that he decided to go with this movie, the directions that he went with this movie is so, so cool, especially when he actually talked about what the movie was about. I mean, I'm going to talk about what he said the movie was about, but, you know, he did such a great job in the movie. The way he directed the movie was just so, so good. The directing is actually a character of itself. It's a very artsy style, definitely. It's not your typical movie at all. It definitely is not your typical movie. Very, very artsy, definitely. I really like the approach he went with the movie. Just really, really great directing him. He was fantastic. The screenplay, oh my god, the screenplay was so good in this movie, especially after Adam and Anthony met. That's when the movie got really, really good. I mean, definitely really, really great stuff there. The cinematography was absolutely amazing. Probably some of the best cinematography I've seen in any movie this year. Love the cinematography in this movie. Especially, in, like, the sex club scenes, which I'll get to. Really, really great. Definitely. The sex club scenes definitely had some really great cinematography. Really enjoyed those scenes. The editing in this movie was perfect. This movie's really, really short, and I was surprised by how short it was. I was like, oh, it's already over. Alright. It was really short, and the thing is with this movie, it's so short, but it only needs to be that short, because if it was any longer, it'd be like, okay, it'd be kind of dragging. So I like that they made the movie short, and that was definitely very good. By the way, I highly recommend you guys, watch Enemy on Amazon Instant Video, because it actually includes, like, a 45-minute documentary at the end, which we're going to talk about in a second. And then there's also the score to this movie. The score to this movie was absolutely fantastic. The score is very, very eerie. The score is just very, very eerie music, very thrilling music, very quiet music. It's not very it's not a very loud score, but it's very memorable because it fits the tone of the movie so well, and that's one of the things I loved about the movie, was it fit the tone so well. Alright, so now we're going to get to the analysis and the spoilers from the movie. If you guys have not seen Enemy, do not watch Dustin's review. I'm about to ruin the entire movie for you. I do recommend one thing for you guys. If you guys are going to review Enemy, and you want to do a really good analysis, you have to watch Chris Stuckman's in-depth analysis of it. He kind of pretty much explained the whole movie, and I watched his Enemy Explain video. He explained the movie a lot more, and I'm gonna kind of talk about some of the things he explained, and, you know, kind of go along with that, and I'm gonna definitely talk about that, so let's just get to it. So the first thing that Chris Stuckman talked about in that video was the actual director of the movie was interviewed about what the movie's about. Now, what he said the movie's about is it's actually about Jake Gyllenhaal's, subconscious. That's what it's about. It's about his subconscious, and it's a documentary about his subconscious. And that's pretty much what it's about. Now, I could definitely see that, because here's the thing. I have to tell you guys something. Adam and Anthony are one person. Adam is the guy and the real person here is Anthony. Anthony is the guy that Adam wants to be. I mean, the real person is Adam, you know. Anthony is the person that Adam wants to be. He has created Anthony because this is the character he'd like to be in his real life. When you see Anthony go away, notice how we never see him again. Notice how Anthony goes away. You know, he says to Adam, "Fine, you get to go on a date with my wife, and then you'll never see her again." And then Anthony just randomly goes away. Yeah, that's because I'm gonna tell you guys something. Helen is actually Adam's wife. And the reason that Adam is fantasizing about these things was because that sex club is because Adam does not want to stay faithful to girls. He does not look at girls as people to stay faithful to. He wants to be unfaithful. He's actually afraid of becoming a dad. That's one of the things. He's afraid when he finds out his wife is pregnant. He's afraid of that. And, let's talk about the weirdest part of this movie. Alright, the movie begins with a phone call from his mother, and the movie begins with a voicemail from his mother, and it ends with a phone call from his mother. Now, when the movie ends, he's going to look for, Helen. She gets out of the shower, enters the bedroom, and basically, he turns the corner, and there's this huge spider, big enough to fill the room. Now, that's what most people say is the scariest film ending of all time. I'd have to agree. I thought it was definitely very creepy. That was the scene where I'm just like, what the fuck? But here's the thing. That spider is actually, his vision of women. He thinks of women as these big, ferocious, scary people. He thinks of women as very, very scary looking, and that's how he thinks of women as. Like, they're very, very scary looking, and that's just what he thinks of them. And, I thought that was definitely very, very interesting, the way that they did that, definitely. And it definitely does make sense, because think about it. He's very, very scared of women, definitely. Very, very scared, and that scene where Adam and Anthony, where Anthony's like to Adam, did you sleep with my wife? Did you sleep with my wife? This is how Adam views himself, definitely. This is how Adam kind of views himself as, he views himself as unfaithful. And he kind of likes that idea. That's why he goes to the sex club. If you remember, he meets up with that guy in the elevator that he went to the sex club with before, and he's like, hey man, I want to do it again. And, he really likes that because he likes going to that sex club. He likes to get that from women. That's just what he wants. He doesn't want to stay faithful to his wife because, again, he is afraid of being a dad. That's what it is. He's afraid of being a dad, and that's really what's going on, is that he's afraid of being a dad, and I think that's really what's going on there, definitely. That's really what's going on. Definitely, though, this is the hardest movie to analyze. If it hadn't been for Chris Stuckman's review, I probably would not be able to analyze it as much. Definitely, I thank him for doing that. Now, let's talk about the other thing. His reaction to when he sees the spider is not a reaction of him being scared. It's a reaction of, like, surpriseness, or, like, despair, or, like, he's upset about something. I think he reacted this way because that's not actually what he saw. He didn't see an actual huge spider. Again, that is what he sees women as. I think his mother came in and, like, was gonna say something to him, and he kind of reacted that way because he knows, it's not going to be good, but he's just gonna have to deal with it. I think that's what that's kind of trying to show, is that he's just going to have to deal with this life that he's in. He has put himself in this life, and he's gonna have to get himself, out of it. I don't know. It's a very hard analysis. I'm sorry if it's a terrible analysis, guys. Definitely, it's a very hard analysis, but, yeah, so it's not the easiest of analysis by any means. I hope you guys enjoyed that analysis, though, even though it was really hard to analyze. But overall, I loved Enemy. I thought it was an amazing movie. By far, my favorite movie of 2014 so far. Absolutely amazing. Just, this movie will definitely be in my top 10 list of 2014. And one of the things that's so good about this movie is it gets you to think. It gets you to have discussions with people. I've discussed Enemy with people I know on YouTube. I mean, people on YouTube are having conversations about Enemy. That's one of the best things about these kind of movies, that it gets you to think. It doesn't just tell you everything that's going on. It gets you to think and think for yourself of what's going on. And the director himself said that was the approach, was it's supposed to be about his subconscious. And when you hear that, that's what gets me to think, definitely. When I heard him say it's a documentary about his subconscious, I'm like, that makes sense, definitely. And that really got me to think. And that's one of the things that I really loved about this movie, was the way that it got me to think. Definitely very well done. And I really really enjoyed this movie. Absolutely fantastic movie. Highly recommend you guys check it out because Enemy is fantastic. Alright, so that's basically it for my review of Enemy. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm going to try to do at least one more review from a movie from this year because I really want to watch more from this year. By the way, guys, I will fully admit this right now. Some of these movies I'm actually going to be watching online. I don't usually do that, but some of these movies I'm not gonna see in the theater, obviously, because they're online and I want to. So I might watch some of these online, but because the sooner I watch them online, the quicker I can put up my review. And also, guys, I probably will be reviewing Boyhood for you at some point, probably like this weekend, possibly, because Boyhood did come to my theater, which I'm really excited about. So definitely stick around for that. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this review. I'm sorry, I'm rambling here, but I'm sorry. I hope you guys enjoy this review. Let me know what you guys thought of Enemy. What do you guys think of the movie? I know it's one of the most confusing movies of all time, but let me know what you guys thought of the movie, especially the ending. What do you guys think of my analysis as well? Do you agree with my analysis? Do you not? I don't know, but that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in my next review, which will be hopefully for another movie from this year. So I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.